Hey guys.
Welcome back to Harsh-Worded Tenderhearted. Calling all West Coast Canadian Swifties. If you bought tickets to one of the Toronto dates of the Eras Tour and would like to trade your tickets for our Vancouver tickets to the December 7th Eras Tour show, hit us up.
Let us know. When she first announced the second leg of the North American part of the Eras tour, she was like, "Oh, I'm only coming to Toronto." And then afterwards, she was like, "Jokes, I'm actually coming to Vancouver too."
Yeah.
So
we know that a lot of the ticket sales were probably from out of Ontario.
yes,
People
so if
traveling
anybody wants
in.
to trade, we have 4 tickets.
We have 4 tickets. The flights and hotels and stuff were just way more expensive than we anticipated. If we end up not trading them with somebody, we're going to Vancouver. We are not selling the tickets. Like, this isn't a we're selling Eras tickets.
Like, we're going
video.
regardless, but we would prefer if we could get ones closer to home.
Yeah, if we could save like $1,500, you know? So, and I'm sure there are Vancouver girlies that would love to save $1,500 too. So yeah, let us know. Serious inquiries only.
Let us know.
So today we're going to be talking about 10 bad habits that will ruin your life.
My first bad habit is a bad sleeping schedule. I grapple with this. I know you grapple with this, struggle with it. It makes me break out, makes my skin horrible, makes my mental health plummet, makes me so depressed if I like consistently do not have a good sleep schedule. It also makes me feel like crap the next day when I wake up because I either woke up late and then I wasted half my day, and I hate wasting half my day because it makes me feel like, oh my God, I could have done something productive. Or it makes me feel like crap because I just didn't get enough sleep.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. I struggle with that a lot. It's been a never-ending cycle. I've never fixed it. Like, it's been a never-ending cycle for the entirety of the 27 years I've been alive. And I've never been able to fix it. I'll have like a good couple days sometimes. And then like, when I'm working, it's a little bit different, but I'm like in an awful mood. Like, I've never been able to fix it to where I'm in a good mood. I can wake up at 6 a.m. and do shit. I can't.
Where it's like consistent.
Yeah.
Where you feel well rested too.
Yeah, exactly. When I wake up at 6 a.m., I can do it, but I'm like, yo, fuck the world.
Oh my God, let me tell you, when you do get it, because I've had like on and off periods, when you do get it, oh my God, you feel like amazing.
I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? And like, there are days where like I can thank God for my job right now. We've talked about how I work for my parents. So like, there's a little bit more flexibility there where I can kind of wake up at 8:30 or 9 a.m. and go into work, you know, like, so long as the plants are taken care of, I'm good. But I was prescribed sleeping pills when I was like 15. I was on them until I was like 18 or so. And they were a little bit too strong for me, I think. And I just think that they were highly addictive pills, and my parents didn't like me being on them. So I just kind of weaned myself off. I was never told by a doctor to stop taking them, just like all my other medications. But it's something that I've always struggled with. Like, and with the doctor, like, we've tried other things. Like, it's not like they just went in and said, hey, I can't sleep, and they gave me narcotics. Like, that's not how it worked. I had to go through all of these other things to make sure that that's what I needed. But like, even the past 2 nights, 5 a.m. And like, I don't know why. I know a lot of it is like a revenge bedtime thing. I know, like, even when I was prescribed the sleeping pills, like, I would be working and I'd be exhausted, and I just like not even on my phone, just toss and turn in bed all night. Count sheet, box breathing, like nothing worked. So maybe a lighter sleeping pill. Did I tell the story when I took too many of that sleeping pill? I accidentally double dosed on those sleeping pills one day, and I literally slept for like 36 hours. Audrey was here last episode. We were talking about how we were living together in our teenage years. We were sharing a room. I was pissed when I woke up. I was like, you guys, I could have been dead. Nobody woke me up. Like, nobody checked in. I'm assuming that my parents at some point would have opened the door to check to see if I was sleeping, but like, nobody was concerned that I slept for that long.
Maybe they were like, you know what, she's been struggling, like, we'll let her sleep. Because like, my parents definitely would do that to me. They do that to me now. If I sleep longer than like a regularly,
they would wake you up?
No, they don't.
Oh, really?
They let me sleep. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I checked on you, but I let you sleep, because they're like, you need the rest.
That's crazy. No, usually my parents will wake us up. Like, if my brother's like awake past whatever, like nobody's home and it's a weekend, like, she's like, why weren't you awake at like noon latest? It's like, I don't know. It was weird. I was like, okay, nobody fucking checked on me, and it's been over 24 hours. Like, that's
24 hours is crazy.
But it scared me a little bit, for sure, because I always struggled with the pill taking. Like, oh my God, did I take the pill today? Did I not? Do I want to take the pill today? So like, it was just a mess, but I should probably go back on those. My first bad habit is drinking every night. This was pretty easy for me because I have such a highly addictive personality, and I love to dabble in everything. So, okay, don't take that the wrong way. I just love to like enjoy some substances, you know? Like, I know a lot of people with highly, like, I feel like you also have a highly addictive personality, but you're better at, like,
Oh, I
moderation.
stay away, yeah.
Yeah,
I stay away. I know when to stay away from because I know if I do it, then it's like, that's it. I'm jumping to the deep end, you know?
Exactly.
So I stay away from it.
I've definitely tried most things, and there are a lot of things that I have to be like that with. I have to be very strict with myself to the point that I can't hang around people that do it because I know how bad that cycle gets. So it's just kind of like, just cut it out completely. The people, the product, that everything, cut it out. And I've just stayed away completely. I used to drink every single night for a very, very long time. I started when I was very young. It's very normal in the Philippines to start drinking very young. Most people in our family are heavy into alcohol.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of runs in our blood. We used to always joke that when people would question our tolerance, it's like we have a Gapu's liver.
It's very normal in our family to drink.
Yeah, so my mom started me when I was very young, and then I kind of stuck with it, with or without her, you know? Like, the very first time I had alcohol, I was between the ages of, like, maybe 10 to 12 type deal. I went to a little bit of a rough elementary school. So it was like an elementary school where the kids were, like, drinking behind the portables between the hours of, like, 8 and 10 p.m.
Oh, my God.
Like...
They were doing that at my elementary school, except it wasn't alcohol, it was weed.
Okay, yeah. I loved to hang around those, and then it turned into me being very young, entering high school, drinking alcohol every single night by myself in my room until I could, like, black out to go to sleep. I talked about the sleep problems. I think that kind of related to each other. It was like, I can't sleep, so if I get drunk, I'll be able to sleep. You know, and it became this whole cycle since I was, like, 13 to 15. You know, and it was really bad when I was going through a lot through the ages of, like, 15 to 18. And I would literally, like, have a stash in my closet, and I would freak out if I didn't have alcohol. And it was the worst because I wasn't even legal to buy it. So if I didn't have it, I couldn't go to the store to get it. You know?
Yeah, once you're out, you're out.
Exactly. So it would be this thing where I'd have to, like, stash it in piles and piles in my closet. And, like, we would bring it to school. Like, I was always the friend that, I don't know how much of this I should say, but I was always the friend that would, like, have a bottle of vodka. And we would all go to Booster Juice at lunch during high school, and we would come back and we'd drink half of it and we'd fill up the rest with vodka and we'd go to class. It turned into this really bad thing. And then actually when I entered my long-term 20s relationship that I talk about, she did not drink at all.
Oh, she didn't?
No, not even, like, a lick of alcohol. Like, sometimes I know at the beginning she, like, had one cooler when we went out for karaoke. I'm pretty sure it was to impress me and that was it. And she, like, couldn't drive home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, it was... She does not drink. It was a weird thing where she wasn't one of those people that was going to allow you to be you, though. You know? So I struggled with it. Sometimes I had to hide it. Sometimes it made me go insane. Like, some nights I was going absolutely insane because, like I said, for so many years I'd been used to drinking every night, like blackout drunk. You know? Oh my God. Funny story time. One time when I was a teenager, my mom came home. I was passed out in the kitchen. Sitting in my own red wine throw up.
Oh,
like,
my
covered
God.
in a pool, like laying in a pool of...
That's crazy.
And I was, like, half passed out.
How old are you?
I don't need, like, late teens maybe. I don't know if I was legal to drink, but it was so bad. And I barely, like, I remember it, but, like, in bits and pieces. And I remember her coming home and she was like, oh my God, what the hell? And I think she asked me, like, what happened or, like, why I drank so much. And, like, in my haze, I was, like, throwing up. I was covered in it. I said I was sad.
Aww.
And I have such a vivid memory of that. And I think that just explains my unhealthy addict teenage years. But yeah, and she was, like, very controlling. So, like, during that period of time that I was dating her, I wasn't super, like, as heavy into drinking, but I was definitely still drinking. And we kind of, with the help of her more level-headed friends, we were able to kind of come to an agreement that, like, if I want to drink on the weekends, like, I can drink on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, if I want to have a glass of wine after a long day at work. We worked the same store. We knew how stressful it was. So I was still drinking. And then I got sick this past October, which we talked about, and I did, like, a month and a half or something sober. Alcohol touched my lips again for the first time on Christmas Eve. Everybody was kind of scared. I was scared because it's so quick like that for me. And all of a sudden I was, like, fixed. I literally think it was just a mindset. Like, it was crazy that it was, like, any other time in my life, like, if I don't have alcohol for even 3 days, as soon as I have a glass of wine, it's like, okay, just one more. And then it's the next night, every time. And it was just kind of like, just have it in moderation. And I remember saying, I think I said it in a video too, when we were talking about our resolutions, that if I wasn't able to find a balance, I had to
cold turkey it.
Stop. Yeah, like, be completely sober. And I'm doing okay with the balance. So yeah, don't drink every night.
Okay, my next one is not walking away in the hopes that things get better. You know, because I have a habit of like holding on to potential when potential is literally just a projection of what I want the other person to be.
Yeah.
So like it comes from me.
I used
you
to struggle
know,
with that a lot. Like I used to always say, fall in love with potential and potential only.
Letting people walk all over me and take advantage of me because I want to be loved. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta stop that. That is a bad habit that I'm kind of
Trying
working
your best.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, working on. I think I'm doing better.
I used to struggle with that a lot too. I'm a lot better. I was gonna say a little bit better. I'm a lot better than I was when I was like younger. That was really bad for me. I wasn't even able to fix that until my brain developed. Really.
Oh my god, 25.
Yeah.
I waver, so you know what? I have a couple more years.
I was in like a fully committed relationship though through that. Like I started the relationship when I was 22, it ended when I was 25. I was talking last episode too about like the story behind how that relationship ended. And I had said she left me for another girl. That relationship would not have ended there if there wasn't a third party.
That's
I almost
scary. That's a
appreciate
scary
her.
thought.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know, and I don't know why I'm like that. I don't know. Like again, like addictive personality happens with people too. But I remember my friend saying that to me, and that's the one thing that like really helped me through that, and like honestly made me appreciate that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we had broken up so many times, and every single time, not broken up, it lasted like what 2-3 hours, but like we had fought so much, and it was like almost over so many times, and we always went back, and it was just like worse and worse every time we came back together, and it should have ended way before it ended, you know? And very obviously at that time, neither of us could be alone. So it was easy that there was somebody else that she could move to right away. Otherwise, we would have been together still.
Yeah, walking away sooner rather than later is something I need to work on too.
Exactly.
That's another habit, because it's like we've talked about how I bottle things up and then like at some point I'll snap. It's kind of the same thing when I go back to people. It's like, how much disrespect can I take before I leave?
Yeah, a lot of times like I struggle with, this is all I deserve. This is all I deserve. I don't deserve better anyway, or like I can handle it. So like I get stuck in these cycles of things that I shouldn't be in, and that didn't teach me to walk away because I didn't. There was a third party. It was easy for both of us to say, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, moving on. It wasn't until after that I was like, you know what? That was fucking 3 years of my goddamn life. Natasha, do not let that happen again.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay. So my next habit kind of has to do with my first one, substance use and abuse, but wake and baking. I was a long time wake and baker. I could not start my day without it. It was kind of like coffee to me. And I stopped that when I got sick in October, kind of like the drinking and kind of like the alcohol. It is an expensive habit. It's a very expensive habit. I'd say that one's a little bit more expensive than the alcohol, you know, and I can still function very well on it. Like my tolerance, I feel like weed is a little bit different with alcohol. Like the tolerance drops a lot faster. Yeah. And then when you drink it or when you smoke again, like it hits a lot harder, and like it's a lot easier to lose your tolerance. With the wake and baking, now that I don't do it, the first toke of the day, like the tolerance thing always hits the hardest. So I use it as a reward at the end of my workday.
Interesting.
So my whole day doesn't lag. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And like I say, like I work in a building with no windows. Like I don't love being in there all the time. So it's kind of like, okay, get everything done, get this done, go home and smoke a bowl, you know? And then I can relax. Then it helps me relax. I used to always say that I couldn't function sober. And it was true. It was very true. I'm a little bit better at it now. I'm a little bit more forgetful when I'm sober.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So like during the day, I have to focus a little bit harder, but I find at least I have a little bit more energy. Like my day's not lagging. I find when I smoke in the morning, I have to keep smoking throughout the day. Otherwise, I'm tired, you know, and I have to go to bed. There was a time in my life during lockdown that I was smoking like 5 grams of weed a day. Crazy. During COVID. Like it was really, like I was ripped all day.
That's expensive.
It was so expensive. Yeah. Oh my God, it was insane. It stuck with me from after COVID up until this past October.
It's kind of like when you couldn't start your day without having a Tylenol or an Advil.
Yeah,
and then you got a stomach ulcer.
Exactly. See, oh my God. I get addicted to the most random things. Can you imagine getting addicted to Advil? Like so addicted that you give yourself an ulcer.
This one's an obvious one, but spending too much time on social media. I check it as soon as I wake up. Like, it's like the news to me. I feel like I've never been more stupid.
Okay, I'm dead. Please don't cut that out.
Like, I feel like I've never been so, like,
I get what you mean.
you know,
I get what
like,
you
brain
mean.
dead. Like, I
Yes.
don't, like, my attention span is gone.
Yeah.
My comprehension skills, gone.
Yeah, I feel.
Like, I don't want to attribute it just to social media, but it probably is just social media.
No, I feel.
You
Yeah, it
know?
definitely
Like,
doesn't
I need
help.
to read a book.
Yeah.
I need to go on a nature walk.
Like, touch grass.
It's so bad. Even if I'm reading an article, like, my attention span is just not sticking.
Yeah, you guys should have seen the full footage of when we were reading the Am I the Asshole stories.
Yeah, I literally sound like I don't know how to read.
Yeah, that's what I kept saying. I was like, why can't I read?
Yeah.
Like,
I was editing it back and I was like, oh my God, it sounds like I'm literally, like, I can't read.
Like
it sounds like I am
illiterate.
illiterate.
yeah. No, I get what you mean. And I also struggled with that a lot. It's day by day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to be really careful with it to, like, not even open the app because I
Yeah.
don't know when to stop. My morning can be so much slower than it needs to be if I'm consuming too much social media in the morning.
I know.
And my day can, like, feel so much like I can notice the difference day by day if I, like, check social media in the morning and if I don't.
Yeah, I noticed
You
the
know?
difference.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I even said stupider. Is that even
I
a
was gonna
word?
say, don't cut that out. That is hilarious.
Like,
no,
what?
it sounded like Homer Simpson.
Like, this cannot be the same brain that it was, like, 2 years ago, you know?
That was supposed to be a doctor.
Yeah, this is not the same brain that was supposed to be a doctor.
I can't.
This is not the same brain that got a degree.
I-
I don't know what's going on up here, but it needs to be fixed.
My next one kind of has to do with yours, but over consuming anything goes along with the addictive personality and all of the things that I've over consumed in my life. Not even just substances and social media, like hobbies and stuff like that, I find can also be detrimental. And I didn't even really notice it until I started working and, like, managing within the workplace and delegating within the workplace, training and stuff like that, because you get to kind of know people's hobbies, you know what I'm saying? And who they are as a person, or, like, as a worker at least. And the similarities were shocking to me. There's somebody that works where I work right now, and she is heavy into video games. And my brother is also a gamer, heavy into video games. And kind of like that same lifestyle where it's like, unless you're out doing something, like you have something to do, you're at home in front of the computer.
Okay, yeah.
Playing video games, glued to that chair. You know what I'm saying? There's another person that I worked with, and he also was a gamer. Same lifestyle. There are so many similarities that I've noticed with, like, even just, like, work ethic, attitude, comprehension, and ability to perform. And it's not even the fact that they can't, it's the way that they all do it, the similarities. And I didn't even notice it until a couple of weeks ago, and it was crazy to me because I was like, video games is the only connection they have. Different genders, all different generations, like completely, like 30s, mid-20s, and late teens. And it's all so similar and obvious. I thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, it can definitely distort your perception of reality, you know, because it's a different reality completely. When you make a mistake at work or a mistake in life or whatever, you can't click restart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't choose your character.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it until I started to see it. I don't know, like, the similarities are crazy. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't, like, want to,
Like, air out anybody.
yeah. I saw a TikTok the other day, which was so true because I see it too in people in my life, like spirituality. When you overindulge and overconsume spirituality, that you, like, connect every single part of your life to it.
Oh yeah, it becomes unhealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much so that you lose reality.
Yeah,
You know what
become
I'm
delusional.
saying? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I think over consuming anything, you know, binge eating. I'm the fucking worst for that after I smoke at night.
Oh my God.
Once
yeah.
I have, like, 4 tokes in me, I'm done.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of connected to one of mine. Mine is unhealthy eating habits.
Yeah.
I snack when I'm bored.
Do you?
I do. I will be eating. And sometimes I get mad when there's nothing to snack on in my house.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate when there's nothing to snack
That
on
was
in my
me
house.
right before we filmed.
I also don't eat balanced. Like, my meals aren't balanced.
Yeah.
You know,
I need to
very
work on that
heavy
too.
on, like, carbs and protein. I, like, need more vegetables in my life, I think.
Me
Need more
too.
fiber.
I love a good carb.
I do love a good carb.
I always joke that I'm on a carb-only diet because often I am on a carb-only diet, which is so bad.
Also, I skip meals. Sometimes I use them as rewards.
Yeah, I'm a dinner only. I can't do the reward thing. We've talked about my eating disorder before, so eating's never been a reward to me.
Oh my God, I used to do that. Or snacking as a reward.
Yeah, no, I only eat dinner. I have a chocolate croissant in the morning. Sometimes I only eat a bite of it, but then I eat dinner. I struggle with taking a lunch break. Like, I'll take my lunch break if I need to take a lunch break, but I don't eat often because if I eat, I get tired.
Yeah, I'll get tired either way. The question is, do I want to be tired and mad, or do I want to be tired and have eaten?
Okay, true,
You know?
true.
I think part of it comes from when I was in school, I would use snacks as a motivation to study.
I'm dead.
Like I would like condition myself to
Right.
yeah. So it's like once I get done this chapter, like I will have a snack, or like I would literally like put candy on the like my textbook pages, and then once I
I'm
finished that paragraph, I would eat the
dead.
candy
That's hilarious.
like a little animal.
That's hilarious. Literally,
That's
literally like a dog.
what I would do. Yeah,
I
literally like a
can't.
dog. Not eating right also makes me have to rely on like supplements and stuff like that too, which I really shouldn't be doing.
Okay, my next one is caring what other people think.
Oh my god, my last one is people pleasing in everyday life, which kind of is connected.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
True. I always say that one of the most admirable things that somebody can be is unapologetically themselves, like completely themselves. I think it has a lot to do with, like I've said, knowing yourself, but people that can just kind of do what they want to do, say what they want to say, wear what they want to wear, and like not give a single flying fuck what anybody says are like rock stars to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy because a lot of people can't. And it's a very hard thing to do, but I think it's so necessary for growth and peace. Like we said before too, you're the only person that has to live with you forever. Make sure you're happy with you. So like literally live your life, and who cares, you know?
Yeah.
Like so long as you're growing, so long as you're thriving and you're making good decisions, like do you.
Yeah, I think I care too much about what people think, and it's like it affects my everyday life. Like my parents will ask me where to eat, and I'll be like, I don't know, you guys pick, because like I don't want to like pick somewhere, and then I'll be like, what if I pick somewhere and then they don't like it, and then like we're just there because I want to be there.
Right.
You know, it's like these little things, but in reality, it's like they probably don't care. And I have like struggle kind of like prioritizing myself in that way. And it's like, it's kind of selfish of me.
Yeah, we've talked about
Yeah.
that before, like not on the pod, but between ourselves. I saw this thing once that people pleasing is selfish because it's like,
I want to feel okay.
yeah,
I
like
wanna-
you're doing
I wanna
it for
work-
you.
yeah.
Nobody's asking you to like
And
be
it's
like,
yeah, nobody's asking me to be that
Right.
accommodating. And it's
Right.
crazy because I have had people like recently in my life who are bigger people pleasers than I am. And it's like I've never realized, like I've never really made the connection between like, okay, like as nice as I may think that it is,
it's like it's not about them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not about them, it's more about me.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that. I'm really trying hard not to do it.
I'm a lot better with that now than I was before. I've said before, I dated a girl for 3 years and I didn't wear red for 3 years because she said it was ugly on me. You know,
That's
it was her
crazy. And
favorite color, but it was ugly on me.
It was your favorite color,
It was
but
her
it was
favorite
like-
color.
That
Everything
is
she owned was red. I
crazy.
know. And I didn't wear it. I gave my one red shirt away because she suggested it. Another story time. I was having a party for one of my friends, like a little gathering, and I think we were going out after, but I came down in this red shirt that I had, and she told me to take it off. So I changed, and then my friend spilt something on her shirt. And then my girlfriend goes, doesn't she try on that red shirt that you were wearing?
I have a conspiracy theory.
What?
So, you know how like she was like, you can't drink because I'm not drinking?
Yeah.
What if she was like, you look better in red than I do, so you can't wear red?
Maybe, honestly. But
Maybe that was a thing.
Yeah, she told
She can't do something, so you can't do something.
That's true. No,
You
it's
know?
very true. Happened a lot. But she told my friend to put on the shirt, so she tried on the shirt. It fit her well. She liked it. My girlfriend complimented her, and I said, you can have the shirt.
That is crazy.
And that was my last red shirt, and I gave it away. I let her take it home that night, and that was it. And I never bought red again. And then now it's funny because lately I've bought a couple red things, and I think it's just out of like spite. I don't even know. It gave me so much trauma that I don't know how I look in red. I used to like myself in red, and now I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. But I
Aw.
forced myself to buy some red things
That's
just
good,
to
though.
like wear it,
Mhm.
you know, and like sit in it.
You're taking back your power.
Literally, that's people pleasing to its
Yeah.
core, you know, like that's
Crazy.
crazy. Okay, so my last one is this is kind of like a 2-in-1, but one living paycheck to paycheck, but living paycheck to paycheck requires you to have a job. So not working. No, it's a touchy subject, but like it's true, and it's something that I talk about all the time, and it's something that I stand by.
It's
I think
true.
it,
You're very passionate about it.
yeah, it builds so much character. My kids will work, even if it's like one day a week. You know, like we were talking about it last week kind of too with Audrey, uncoachable kids make unemployable adults. I said I think there's too many unemployable adults running around and thinking that it's everybody else's fault. And I think that it even provides some sort of stability. You know,
Yeah,
routine, like
yeah.
something to, I always say it keeps me out of trouble. I need to kind of get out of the house. How are you supposed to build for a future without an income? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big also on like thinking about the future all of a sudden, weird, I thought I was going to be dead by 18, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, the future, yeah. Like, I was always told too to have an emergency fund to like let's say you lose your job, you get laid off, you should be able to live off of like a separate savings for 3 months, you know, like comfortably the way that you usually do, stuff like that. Like you shouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm
like, this is like the end of the world, the sky is falling.
Exactly. Like all of a sudden I have no money, you know? And I am not one to talk always. Like, thank God I always have somewhere to fall back on with my parents. So I've every time like there's been a store closure, I've quit a job, whatever, like I've always had somewhere to return to, which is nice. But even saving for a future, like I do believe in being so stingy is also unhealthy. Yeah. Like not enjoying your life because things cost money. Like everyone says that money doesn't make the world go round, but it does. Yeah. It does. Everything costs money. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I can take a walk in the park, but like, you know,
you
like
still need to like buy food.
Yeah, and like be social and like do something fun once in a while. So like I also believe in that, but I believe in just kind of being proactive for the future, you know? And kind of like what I was saying with the work ethic with the video games, like it's like work ethic is so important. I literally will not be friends with you if you don't have a good work ethic. Like it's so important to me, and I think it says a lot about a person and a lot about how people will be when they're older. You know, what kind of a life they'll have. Like what I've seen people, and I've like been around people whose parents I look at and I'm like, oh my god, they're never gonna be able to retire. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they're already up there and like they're still like living paycheck to paycheck, like working their ass off, and I'm like, I cannot be that. You know, like I do not want to be in a place where I cannot afford to retire.
Yeah, that makes me sad.
Yeah, I see that, it does, you know? Like it's crazy, and it's just being smart with your money is so attractive to me. Okay, so moving on to our segment, we are doing Would You Rather today. So we have 10 questions. Always be the center of attention or always go unnoticed?
That's hard because if I'm the center of attention all the time, I'll get tired. But then it's like, if I always go unnoticed, I'll get sad.
Yeah.
You know? So I think I might have to bite the bullet and say, always be the center of attention.
Center of attention. I love being the center of attention everywhere I go. I literally think I'm the main character everywhere I walk. It's so fucking annoying. It is so fucking annoying.
Would you rather live without ever knowing love or die from a broken heart?
This one was weird to me because it's kind of one of those things that when you're so used to living without something, you don't even know what it's like. So it's like,
I think I would rather die with a broken heart, to be honest.
That was my first answer. But then it's like, if I lived to never know love, I wouldn't know what I was missing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when kids grow up vegetarian.
Oh, yeah. They don't know what they're missing.
Yeah. Or like they never had McDonald's.
Yeah, but then it's like, to die of a broken heart, it like implies that like I've experienced that. So like, I would want to experience that. Love.
Yeah. My first answer was definitely die from a broken heart. I think the emotional side of me definitely says that. But the logical side of me is like, wait, that doesn't even make sense. Never feel physical touch again or never have conversations that go past small talk?
Never feel physical touch again.
Same.
I need mental stimulation more than I need physical stimulation,
Same.
I think.
Yeah.
So
I struggled with this one a little bit because I've talked about my unhealthy relationship with sex. I really don't know how I would do, but I'm such a yapper. And I treasure deep conversation. Like my circle's so small because I can only speak about real things.
Yeah, I also hate small talk.
Yeah, you know?
I find it so trivial.
I struggle with shallow things lately.
Lose all your photos or messages?
That one I don't know.
I think messages.
Messages,
yeah.
I'm a chronic message reader.
Are you?
Reader. I'm a chronic message reader.
I like rarely ever go back.
Really? Like I have every message, every like conversation I've ever had with anybody. Yeah. And I think that it's just as special to me as like looking at a photo. I have every single birthday card that I've ever been given.
Really?
Yeah. From when I was like 5 or 6. So messages are so sentimental to me for some reason. But I think I'd have to go with photos.
Really?
Yeah. That one's really... Or wait, delete all my photos?
Yeah.
No, delete all my messages.
Okay. I was about to say.
Because then I wouldn't remember what I look like or like anything like that. And the stories can still come from photos. But messages are so special to me. Okay. Forget everyone you've ever met or be forgotten by everyone you've ever met.
That is literally the plot of the newest Spider-Man movie.
Is it really?
Kind of, yeah.
Interesting.
Everybody forgets who he is.
Oh my god.
At the end of it.
That's crazy. I think I'd have to be selfish and say forget everyone I've ever met.
I think I would forget everyone I've ever met.
Yeah, I
could not be
I'd
forgotten.
be done. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
I would not be here anymore.
I couldn't.
No.
And it's different because you're probably being like, oh my god, Kaira, you want to flee the country and go somewhere nobody knows you. But it's like, that's different because like I still have home.
Yeah.
I still have home, okay?
Imagine not having home.
Yeah.
Like, you're really alone with your thoughts. Like
that's terrifying to me. I can do that. I would rather be forgotten.
Me too.
No, wait.
Or wait, no, sorry.
I would
I'd
rather
rather
forget
forget.
people.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I know people would be like, no, like try to jog my memory, you know? I would get to meet them all over again.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true. I also like I remember everything all too well all the time.
Dumped over text or in public?
Text. Was it Legally Blonde? Was that the movie where she's like dumped in a restaurant and she's like freaking out? Like that would literally be me. That would literally be me. And I've said before, I'm so erratic with my emotions when I'm like there are times where it'll go from 0 to 100 and I like lose control. And it's like I don't know how I would react, whether I'd be sad, angry, it would be bad. Either which way.
You know what? I kind of struggle with it because like, you know what? No, I've dumped over text.
Oh, I always overtext.
If
always.
I'm dumping, I would prefer to do it in person, but if I have to do it over text, I'll do it over text.
No, for me, it's both over text.
But if I'm getting dumped, text, because then it's like I don't have to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I feel like that'd be a little tough. Because then it's like, if they're talking to me and they're dumping me to my face, it's like, oh my God, how can you look me in the eye and do this to me?
I think that was one of the things with Car Guy, why he didn't respond, because he was so heavy on the in-person shit. And like he was vocal about it. I see. But if I did it in person, I was not going to do it. It was not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that for a fact. Or it would have been like so chaotic and so like out of control that it would just spiral into this deeper mess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like it had to happen that way. There was no other way around it for me. Hear everyone's thoughts or have everyone hear yours.
Hear everybody's thoughts.
Say.
I would love that. One, I'm nosy.
Oh, I'd be in jail.
Oh,
I'd be in jail.
I'm so nosy.
Or like a psych ward, a straight jacket.
Yeah, that's true. Love being nosy, love knowing things. And also my thoughts, I like having my thoughts to myself.
There's some crazy shit going on up here. Like
my intrusive thoughts, wild.
I'd either be in jail or I'd be in a straight jacket in jail.
I would have so many haters. Lose the ability to lie or believe everything you've ever told?
Lose the ability to lie.
I think I would lose the ability to lie because I can't really lie anyways.
Okay, fair. I'm heavy on honesty. I hate, like, I will cut off a liar so quick. I will cut off a liar so fucking quick. You know what I'm saying? And I have such bad trust issues. Like I say, I always
you think everybody's lying to you.
Yeah. And I'm such a dissector. So, like, I can't even imagine the life I would. Sometimes we say things around Kai. Like, there was.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this question, I'm both. I can't lie, and I'm gullible.
Yeah.
So really, I'm living this question already.
Yeah. Like, we'll give, like, tea, and before we get to the end of it, she's already fallen for the same thing the person in the story's fallen for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, it's...
And then she's shocked by the end, by the actual tea, and we're like, okay. She's like, oh my God.
Does that happen often?
It happens more than it should. Date someone who's a little too clingy or a little too distant?
A little too distant.
I'm a little too clingy, I think.
I think I have, like, a disorganized attachment style where it's like if they're too clingy then I'm too distant, but if they're too distant then I'm a little clingy. But I think I deal better with being clingier because it'll come to a point where it's like I become equally as distant, so we're kind of just doing our own thing.
Okay, true.
You know?
I'm kind of like that too,
and then we come together sometimes and hang out.
Yeah. I noticed it a lot between Lady Cop and Car Guy. I was like the most avoidant I had ever been, but because she was so clingy, and then with Car Guy I was the most clingy I'd ever been. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying I was super clingy, but it was clingy for me.
Relatively, like comparatively to your past.
Yeah, you know, and he was more avoidant, so I will kind of mirror in that way. But I think I would rather someone too clingy because I am anxious. If you're like too distant, like if I don't know, I would be too anxious. I think I'd be having too much time to be in my head about things I don't know about, you know. That's okay. You can be clingy, like we'll watch a fucking movie, you know.
Live the same day on loop for a year or skip a year of your life?
Same day on loop.
I would skip a year.
You'd skip a year?
I'd skip a year because then it's like I would only know, like I wouldn't know what happened in the year, so it'd be like a fun little game to figure out what happened.
I get that, but I think I'm like, it would make me go insane. Like I dissect everything. I need to find out everything, you know, like I need to like know.
See, I'm like that too, but like not knowing the year would make it a fun little detective game.
I would go absolutely insane.
I would go crazy if I had to live the same day over and over and over and again.
I think I'd go crazy if I had to live it over again too, but like...
So really it's just you're asking yourself which crazy would you prefer.
Exactly. And I think the unknowingness is just too much for me.
Or
like the feeling of missing out. I'm 27. I feel like I've missed out of 3 years of my 20s and I'm going insane. You know? So it's like the fear, like the feeling of just not being present. No. I'll relive the same day for a year and then I can move forward. Okay, so that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching and or listening.
Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at HWTH.
And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.